A wild garden, ready for harvest. These are radish pods. While they're green, they're kind of nice and tasty. So I'm going to be taking a bunch of these for my breakfast, and then I'm going to leave the rest to dry so they mature. There are some red ones. You can eat them, but they tend to be a little bit too flavorful. I'll show you some of them where they are maturing on the stalk, and they I'm going to leave because I need to kind of compare the quality of seeds from those that are taken green and dried and those who are taken from a matured plant. So I've been cutting around here, excuse me. Can be hard to see. Onions and so forth among all the linseeds, and they seem to still be producing flowers. I'm not entirely sure if they will reach maturity at the right time, but well. So with linseeds, we have onions, spring onions. Garlics got choked, so I think I'm gonna have to change that strategy. Here we can see them more reddish and mature. So I'm going to leave these, and the reason I'm going to leave these is because they also do not shade from much else. The sunflowers, while puny, have become tall enough to not have a problem with the radishes. Same goes for here. There are not many radishes. They're mostly sunflowers and mostly weeds, to be honest. There are some onions in the back there, but whatnot. So the potatoes are coming forth. Some more damaged than others, still doing fine. I've started, also these you see here are from, I haven't gotten further than here. It's just like from here to there, roughly. That's what I've been cutting. And you see it's more than enough. So I'm cutting them back now because they are now starting to choke linseeds, sunflower seeds. You see here, it's starting to give a nice head here, finally. And the potatoes that are in the center there and so forth, there's just a leak in there. Obviously now it's getting way too choked. So I'm taking these because you see there aren't many flowers on them, whereas these still have a lot of flowers and potential for producing more. So I might be willing to let them go a little bit longer. These, they don't shade anything more than the path I'm on, so they might as well be really mature, reddish, not something to eat. And yeah, so it's you see, obviously, you can just leave these. These are fireweeds, I think they're called in English. They're considered weeds, but they are edible. So if I wanted to, I could make teas of these leaves. I could actually eat the whole plant, but the rest tastes like shit. What was I gonna show here? It was something I came across. Right. So the potatoes seem to be actually doing quite fine. Over there, they seem to be struggling a little bit more, but that is because it's a potato type that isn't very resilient for the circumstances here. Yeah, you see, this is obviously getting overgrowth. There's actually a lot of plants here that look a little bit like linseeds, but they're not. These are fireweeds that are crowning out because I had cut them. Yeah. In any case, I cut it so they crown out. Here, these ones are actually very, very neat. They produce a lot of biomass and a lot of feed for the sheep and so forth when they come here. But they also kind of camouflage. I have just pushed them over so they wouldn't shade for, you see, the sunflowers here didn't do all that well by contrast to this beauty. This is perhaps, I think this is the biggest and the nicest looking one I have. The correlation here is that it's on the southern side, but it is also that it doesn't have any, there are no potatoes nearby. As I may have mentioned in other clips, I thought the sunflower seeds would inhibit the potatoes from growing, but it's the other way around. So if you're growing potatoes anywhere, you're going to be getting this kind of puny sunflowers that are very inhibited because they're growing right next to potatoes. So this is just weeds. I don't have to worry about that. They keep getting eaten. The pollinators, they love both the radishes and the fireweeds And they do also like the linseeds, though I get the impression the smaller insects are fancy those a little bit more. Yeah, you see here it's getting completely choked, but there's so many flowers here. I think I'm actually going to be okay with just sacrificing this part, because just this square meter alone is going to be providing a massive harvest. There are some thicker stems that from this one that I couldn't take with a scissor. But yeah, considering the weight of this, how much I have left, you know, all those flowers, they are obviously, thanks to this little guy, going to be turned into those big pods. If I leave them there, even more pods, which means more seeds and a whole lot of biomass that I can char. The radishes are actually surprisingly tough. Like the stem of it is quite tough, has a strong tensile strength, very fibrous. Could probably make ropes of it and so forth. But I think I most likely will just char it. Oh, another funny thing is that they are hollow. Stone Age straw, I guess. Very well. Bye bye.